or looks difficult. Obviously playing left of the yellow there rather than directly behind the yellow, just to cover that loose red up that's in the open on the right hand side. He can't see that. Yes, I'm really pleased Ali Carter won 3 frames of the trot. He was kind of almost looking down and out, and he just found that little bit of hope from somewhere by taking those 3 frames. Showed a lot of courage.
There's Peter Ebden alongside Steve and Tom there. They've been with Ali throughout this year's World Championship. Peter coming back from Budapest to give him his support. Well, Ronnie's safety has been exemplary, but that one wasn't quite as good. Bit of a chance and a gap round the back of the black here. Could finish on blue, or one of the balk colours would do if he can pot the red. Not easy. Goes back into a blind pocket, and if Ronnie can drop this in, he's got an early chance. When we say a blind pocket, you can't see the pocket and the object ball in your line of sight. You're just judging it.
Not straightforward to play it slow, so he may decide to go up for the blue. That's the red below the black box. He may reluctantly not play into the pink, but we know O'Sullivan likes to play into the pink every chance he gets. Well, he hit it completely full, didn't he? Now is the blue going to snooker him? Will he snooker himself? No, it goes to the black side, doesn't it? Ah, the pink spot's available.
6.
It would have been hampered queuing if that cue ball had been the other side of the blue spot.
Yeah, our referee Michaela Tabb spotted that straight away. I, like you, thought the spot might have been covered, but the pink was available. He's got the perfect angle. Well, can he get into the bunch from the brown? Of course he can. And the pink has sprung out of the bunch.
11.
Now just watch the pink. The pink was released there, and he can screw back and get on that pink. Just a matter of judging the screw back. Anywhere near the circle there, just where the rest head is. It's just gone a little bit further than he intended.
Yeah, still not too bad though. We'll be bringing another couple of reds into play. Doesn't really want to hit it hard enough to tie the black up. At first glance, it doesn't appear to be on anything.
18.
Played it at such a pace, you see, to hopefully bring blue into play and a few more reds. There may be one cuttable, the one that's farthest away on the pack on the right-hand side. They may be able to get through to that.
That must be pretty tight, that one. Yeah, he can clearly see. Well spotted, Willie. Commentator's eye again
19.
There. Lucky guess, I think. Ronnie's so aware of every situation at this end of the table. He realises that he has to get rid of that red just below the black to make this a frame win opportunity, so it won't be too long before he gets down this end.
There's Ronnie Jr. He's been there all day enjoying this. Now, what's he disturbed this time? That could have worked out a lot better.
22.
Yeah, the only potable red is that one near the cushion, and the three colours are tied up, blue, pink and black, so he's looking for a good safety spot. It's been interesting
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 20.
listening to Ronnie talking about possibly winning this year's World Championship and then retiring. He could still, if he does happen to win this year, he could still get to Stephen Hendry's record if he wanted to. He's only 36 years of age.
90% of this tournament, that's the kind of safety Ali Carter's been playing. He lost his safety in the middle of the second session, and the first 4 frames of the afternoon session wasn't good, but throughout this tournament he has been first class in his safety department.
You probably cut this in after saying that. Nearly. There's been some terrific tactical play. I mean, hasn't been all about break building, and we've had everything in this final.
It's about the first time in the tournament Ali's safety success has dropped below 90%. That's such was his consistency in that department. Could have been a little bit careful here, Ronnie. He can hit the 2 reds to the left of the black, but he's got to be worried about kissing the blue on the way back. He'd like to play down the right-hand side of the pack if he could.
If he plays those 2 reds you mentioned, Willie, they're a plant onto the black, which in turn is a plant onto a red. So he's got to be careful he doesn't knock the red that's the right of the table, and that's why he's trying to get down the other side. He knew he could possibly leave one. And just have a look at this shot. Have a look at the pace on this.
I was about to say it's a bit heavy, Dennis, but no, it's absolutely tight.
Yeah, it's a bit like Steve Davis. When you played him here at the Crucible, he used to play so many shots from there. I'm sure he was trying to wear your tip out, because you can only see the top of the ball.
Well, the blue is clearly the ball that's going to be a problem for Ali here in playing this safety shot. But he used it nicely. Couldn't get the cue ball in behind a ball colour at that angle, but he'd be pretty pleased with the result.
And we've got the 6 times former world champion Ray Reardon was upstairs in the sponsors lounge, and we were having a little chat to their guests, and it was fascinating. He was chatting about his time with Ronnie. Spent a couple of seasons working with Ronnie, and would have been working on Ronnie's tactical side of the game. Another excellent safety from Ronnie. And there's the man he worked with, the 6 times former world champion. Now that is a true legend, the great Ray Reardon. Looks fabulous. He's 80 years of age. And he's not too far away from Ronnie. There you go. And that's Darren Ray's son sitting next to him. And a bit of a problem this time for Ali. Difficult to return the cue ball from that position. That's what he's faced with there, and he might just be trying to leave the white up this end. I don't think that angle's available to swing off that red. He's just rolling to it.
Sometimes you just have to play a containing shot when you feel there's no avenue back into baulk, and you know 9 times out of 10 you're going to be faced with another tricky situation. Obviously it won't be as tricky as the last time he came to the table.
And once again, Ronnie just looking. You know, a lot of players would just get down, play off the red, leave the white down the other end of the table, but he's so good now tactically, Ronnie. He's trying to find a really difficult spot for Ali Carter.
Well, there's 2 interesting spectators, great fans of Ronnie. Serge from Kasabian, a Leicester group who are doing wonders now in the rock world, and of course Damien Hirst, the renowned artist. 2 big Ronnie O'Sullivan fans.
Yeah, they were up in the Champions Lounge, and they loved the snooker.
Yes, Mark Selby got Serge interested in snooker, of course, being a Leicester man, and he used to follow Mark's career closely. And Mark will be here in many, many years to come.
Oh, that's a mistake. Needed a really thin contact, didn't get it, and the pink's in the open, and the black is available. Okay, it might be a bit delicate to try and hold for the black. You'd have to find the gap between those 2 reds, but there shouldn't be a problem getting onto the pink. Be interesting to see if he's going to risk holding it for the black, because he's got very little margin for error. You'd have to leave it somewhere near the circle to leave the gap.
Well, the gap he has got, the black spot's free. So this is worrying times for Ali Carter in this opening frame. Ronnie will soon have the black on its spot, and red's in play. Could score 30 or 40 here without a problem. Already leads by 23. So he'll be very close to the winning line if he gets that 30 or 40 points.
Eight.
Yeah, I think Ronnie knows the importance of this opening frame, because he made 22 and then he's played some fabulous safety shots. Ali Carter hasn't had a chance, nothing to go at, because of the superb tactical play.
9. $15. $16.
It's just the touch that he has, like that shot there, he just effortless. I suppose the way he's played here, a lot of congratulations has to go to his good friend Les Dodge from Southport, who was here last week and put that tip on his cue. Ronnie said it's one of the best tips he's had on for years.
23.
Yes, it obviously worn well away, the number of frames Ronnie's played, but a tip would last you about maybe a month
30.
at the outside if you're playing every day, hours on hour.
31.
Just a couple more pots away from securing this opening frame.
38. 39.
He's in a very good place at the moment, mind-wise, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Very content with himself. He's got his son, Ronnie Jr.
47.
here, and everything's rosy for him at the moment. There's Ronnie Jr. up in the balcony there. Must be so proud of watching his dad here.
Very much like Stephen Hendry in the
54.
break building department, never ever fails to get the black into play as quickly as possible. Tries to make every chance one of a frame winning proportion, and that's what he's done here.
Yeah. 62. 63.
That might just have spoiled the possibility
70.
of another century. He's already made 12 this year, but he's going to have to try the double. It wasn't too far away.
70.
But that's the start that Ronnie O'Sullivan was looking for. Ali Carter needed a good start, but it was the rocket with that break of 70 that extends his lead to 16-10.
Is Ronnie inching ever closer to the finishing line? John, Ken, Steve, great to have you with me this evening. What changes on final night, and how much adrenaline is pumping around your body when you get that wonderful introduction and come onto the arena floor?
Well, certainly a lot for Ronnie O'Sullivan. He knew the importance. We were saying about Ali Carter needed to win the first frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan knew that, and that was a magnificent break and a very hard frame of snooker as well. He lost position, he got about 20 points, played some magnificent safety play, which is very underestimated when O'Sullivan plays. His safety play is superb, and he obviously made the 70 break to win the frame. Massive frame, and he really put his head down in it.
Tell us about the situation Ali Carter finds himself in here now. It's virtually impossible, surely.
Well, it's not impossible, but it was just the way O'Sullivan's been playing. It's just so hard to play against. As John said, not only is he scoring and he's making the games look so easy every time he gets in, his safety play, I mean, it's almost up to 90% at this stage. It's like, so you're playing, you know, almost like a robot. It's very, very hard to contain, very hard to beat. Don't know what you can do.
Steve, what, if anything, can Ali Carter do?
Sit and watch, try and knock a few balls in and see what happens, really. Yeah, he can go for a few shots. I'm sure he can do that.
Well, I certainly agree with Steve there. Definitely go for a few more shots. I mean, until the three-frame burst on the trot that he won, his highest break was only 59 in the match, and he put a couple of breaks together towards that end of that three-frame burst, 105 and 53. And we know he had a game plan, but I just can't understand how you can beat O'Sullivan if you don't have a go at the odd one or two. You're not going to get 2 and 3 chances every game, and at the minute, that's what he's expecting.
Meanwhile, Ronnie's left Ali with a early problem, because that was a terrific break-off shot. Got to be careful here. He's done well to avoid that red, the right side of the table. That's a terrific return. It really was. They're having a laugh. I think they realised that he was banging trouble from the break-off shot. Oh, this has sent the red over the pocket, and that is the green going to come to his rescue. Well, even if it has, he might be able to come off, oh, well, I was going to say off the cushion, but he'd have to swerve around the green to get to that. So quite a good result, considering the red went over the pocket. He did well to hide the white behind the green.
I think it's worth the swerve. I'm surprised he's not taking it. He's going to have to hide the white in the jaws of the green pocket again, and this is going to be played very thin.
I think that's too hard. He's going to find the gap. And he can get on the black, I think. Oh, is it pulled up? Well, he can pot it off the cushion. The only problem is if he hits cushion first, the white's going to spin off to the right and head over towards the black and reds. If he swerves directly round it, he'll get on the black, and that's probably what he'll play. There's enough angle, he can pot this and finish perfectly on the black.
Just got to be careful. He did it thick and going off though, but he hasn't. He did it perfectly. He's just suggested get on shot.
Yeah, he made that last shot look easy, didn't he? To control the swerve, pot the red and get on the black. That was pretty good stuff. It's worth another look. Just watch this here. Just see the white just bending and could easily have followed it into the pocket.
Didn't play that shot as well as he would like. He's not on this red nicely. He's going to have to play the cannon into the black. Probably try and stun the black on and off the cushion. Well, he hit it thin enough and lost the white a little bit, but kept the black in play. Couldn't do anything about, but played the cannon into the black, and the angle he's got on the black is not great. Needs a bit of cue power here to get this white moving. Yes, he's trying to force an angle there. This is the first real chance rally. Luckily for Ronnie, he's put the black in the pack. The pink's available though, depending on what angle he has on the red. Try to force an angle there from that black that wasn't quite there. You can see the black careering into the pack there, and that black has gone safe. Well, if you can get on the pink and get the pink on the black spot, that's pretty good, because I think the red's on the pink spot. Hasn't potted a ball for 43 minutes, Ali Carter. He has now.
One.
He's okay, even though he's straightish on the blue. Just roll it through or just screw it back, depending on how he feels. And if that pink is available, as Willie said, and he's straight on this red, and the pink spot looks to be occupied,
6.
the pink will go on the black spot, and the game will suddenly open up. Yeah, it looks as if the pink will head onto the black spot.
Earlier on in the tournament, Dennis, we look at a situation like this and think, oh, Ali's going to make 60 or 70 here. And that's just what he's not been doing in this final. Needs to summon up at least a 70 break if he can.
Ronnie had that magnificent 141, and then Ali made his century when he was under pressure. He was 14-8 behind and produced a timely century. Oh, that's flew off the cushion.
14.
The white just flew off that side cushion. He might just be able to pot the pink, but have a look at this. Got to be careful he doesn't push this. There's a little bit of distance between them, and well, in fact, he's okay if he's playing away that way from it. So it's not an easy pot if he's aiming there.
Very easy to overcut these, isn't it, when you're cutting a ball back? Just play the little cannon on the middle of the three reds. It's just above the pink there. Doesn't need to screw it in, just needs to stun into that middle red of the three, and that white will just push through the reds to stay on the red in the opposite corner. But this is horrible.
It's so difficult to pick the angle out when you're that close to it. Well played. Very well played. And look what he's done with the reds. And the Ali Carter camp giving him a terrific round of applause for that shot. That was a little bit special then. He's got to convert the chance though.
And the shot that Ali played from
21.
the pink, we mentioned that the middle red of the 3 was bound to bring balls into play, and look how he hit it, absolutely full in the face. Brought everything into play, and he'd be very, very disappointed should he not win the frame from here.
Well, as John Parrott in the studio usually says, he's got to play no miss snooker.
26.
That's the case here.
$27.
Doesn't have the perfect angle on either
32.
red, really. I'm not too sure whether the black or the pink will pot in the right-hand corner. He's looking at this red in the middle. We'll know after this shot whether the pink or black are available. Obviously they are. The black will definitely pot now, otherwise he would have played that. And that just takes the black away from these 3 reds, which helps. Makes the next few shots a lot easier.
And I think he can roll this in. You know, he could play a cannon on the pink, but there is a little gap through there. Well, I don't know why he played the cannon there. If he rolls the black, he's bound to finish on a choice of reds. You see, if he just rolls that in, he's got a choice. Now he's made it a little awkward for himself.
Or if he does play the cannon, play it a lot slower. I mean, it was an unmissable black. Just got to avoid the baulk colours in playing this red into the middle. And he has just. Good recovery.
41.
It's all about keeping tight control. And he needs another good positional shot to get back into prime position. Got a little bit closer to the reds. He wanted to just slip past the pink and have a choice of these 3 reds in the corner. He's got one of those again where he's gone too close to the ball and it's difficult to judge the angle.
Yes, it's definitely one of Ali's Achilles heels. If he does have one, he overhits the stun shots on a number of occasions. In this position, you're always trying to play for 2 reds at a time. You can actually play for 3 here.
Well, see if he can judge it better this time. He got too close to the red.
As long as he misses the kiss on the pink, I think that's the problem board, then, isn't it? If he misses the kiss on the pink, he's perfect.
$48.
Well, there's a
49.
terrific amount of Ronnie O'Sullivan supporters in this Crucible audience this evening, but I know there's a lot of them would love to see a fight back from Ali Carter and keep this final going as long as possible.
$56. $57.
I think he got a heavy contact there, but he's okay. Black to make absolutely certain. Well played, Ali Carter. One of his great strengths is he's a terrific battler.
Ali Carter, 64.
Well, that would have made absolutely certain that red, but I think he just thought, well, I've won the frame and lost concentration.
One.
Well, this is far from over now that he's missed that red. There's only 1 snooker needed. That was a bit careless, Willie.
Yes, absolutely, especially with this man at the moment. But in saying that, he can't really get onto the black now from this red, so he'll probably play a snooker now rather than play the other red. He doesn't want to take a low-valued colour. One snooker to tie at the moment.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
Yes, Ali could have done without this little bout of tactical play. He was in stroke there. A bit unlucky to leave the gap there. So this red to make absolutely certain of the frame. Yeah, he's dug very deep here, as Ali Carter. And while your opponent needs 2 frames, you always feel you've got some sort of chance. He snookered himself, but that doesn't really matter. Attention, all pockets.
Don't shout out like that, please.
Well done, Ali Carter.
Ali Carter.
That was a terrific 64 break. That keeps him in this year's Betfred.com World Championship. He's still got a long way back, but it's now 16-11.
Well, Steve Davis, a genius. Go for the shots, you said, and he was obviously listening.
Yes, my expert analysis in the last link was, I think, spot on. You may have noticed I covered both bases. I did say he could either sit and watch or he could try and pot some. He tried to pot some. That's what we're here for. That's what we do very well.
I second that wholeheartedly. But you've got to salute this man's tenacity, which has been to the fore right throughout the last 17 days, and not just here. I think everybody knows the health problems that he's suffered over the last 10 years with Crohn's disease, and this just sums him up.
Yeah, I remember I just spoke to him after the first session today. He was going back up to his room in the lift, and he said, like, I said, you know, you got to just take every frame as they come along. And he says, don't worry. He says, I won't be giving it easy, you know. And that's all you have to do. Don't give it to him easy. Let him work for it. It's, you know, he knows he's up against it. Everybody expects Ronnie to win at this stage, but don't give it to him easy. Make it as hard as possible as you can for him to win it.
Yeah, huge amount of character that Ali Carter has shown in this championship, John.
Very much so. I think he's slightly got it wrong, if I'm being ultra critical. I think he's been a little slow with the match play, and I think that's great, but he scores better when he's fluent, and I think he's been a little bit slow in amongst the balls. That's the one thing I'd have a criticism about.
Okay, well, he's still fighting out there.
Yes, could agree with you more, John, and that little 64 break may have put a little spring in his step. O'Sullivan's still 2 frames away from taking this championship, as my colleague Dennis Taylor said, that while your opponent needs 2 frames, you've still got a chance. Obviously, when you need 1, it's a bit more difficult. Ronnie's son, little Ronnie there, he's got the great shot ready for when Ronnie rockets one of these and he's done. Oh, there it is. It's a premature great shot.
Well, Ali's still in his seat. He can't believe the flick that Ronnie's had on the green. He held his hand up to apologise, but doesn't make you feel any better, that. mid-session interval coming up after this frame, and that was a timely piece of good fortune. In fact, we've got one more frame after this before the mid-session interval.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Just coming around to see what angle he has on the yellow to get to the 2 reds either side of the black spot. He can actually play to get on 3 reds here, the one in the middle, or if he comes off the cushion too far, he's on the 2 reds just below the black. That tells me that red must be on the black spot for him not to play for one of those 2 reds.
3.
Yeah, the pink's available also, and he'll play for that red you mentioned, Willie, that's on the black spot. And then he can bring the black into play. Play it perfectly. There's the spot. It'll be free in a couple of seconds.
Never misses a trick, does he, Ronnie? Just wants to get everything in
10.
play as quickly as possible, especially as he's lost the pink up to the top end of the table now. First
11.
chance, black in play again.
Well, he overdone that. That was a bit careless. He potted the black in
18.
the right side of the pocket. That's why he's just lost the white a little bit. It's a delicate little shot required now. But didn't he play that well?
19.
Made that look easy, but when you're playing a little cannon like that, it's difficult. Well, he plays that shot so well, but this time the white
26.
has stuck in the bunch. Just arced his way around and somehow found his way into the middle of the bunch. And just a safety.
Yes, he couldn't have played the shot better, to be honest. He just happened to kiss the red full ball,
Ronnie
which took the
O'Sullivan.
pace out of the white.
26.
That cushion's definitely a bit lively. Just watch the way it arcs around here, and of course what happens here, he hits this red full ball, look, and that took all the pace out of the cue ball. All the spin had been lost when it hit it full ball.
That last shot of Ronnie's, the white, as you mentioned, it just flew off that side cushion. He was playing to get tight somewhere over just to the left of the black. Just have a look at this. Amazing that. Come off twice as fast as it went onto the cushion. Now, can he get past the pink to the potting angle? He must be able to. And the black's only available into one corner pocket. Just watch how he plays this. Well, that's a bonus. That definitely was a great pot. But to finish perfect on the blue after catching the red and black was a nice little bonus. There's the length of the pot. Watch the flick. Have to play
6.
back for the blue again because of the red next to the black there, blocking the path to the pocket.
7.
Played for the red in the middle. Didn't quite get directly
12.
behind it. He'd like to have got on it a little bit straighter than this. Because already in his mind he's thinking top side of the blue, get rid of the red next to the black, and then I can start to think about winning the frame. You can't think about winning the frame just yet.
13.
Until he gets rid of that red below the black.
And that red will be disappearing now, and the black
18.
will be in the open. And I think there's still one available just at the back of that little bunch of 7.
19.
I'm not quite sure if it's on or whether he has to play a little cannon on the red just to the left there. Yeah, there's one available, which is why he didn't risk the
26.
cannon. He's already 56 ahead.
$27.
Well, obviously there must be a plant on here. All these
34.
reds 2 by 2, as it were, all seem to be. Surely there's one of the sets lined up. Yes, the one he's playing now is looks to be a certainty, and it was. And that was just about frame ball, the bluest frame ball. So Ronnie O'Sullivan can be one away from winning this wonderful crown. And amazing enough, Dennis, since you won the championship,
40.
you'll be the oldest player by 40 days since you won it to win this World Championship. Everybody's been younger than your good self.
41.
Yeah, I was 36 when I lifted the World Championship here. And there's been nobody younger, or nobody older, rather, who's won it since then.
46.
Well, once again, no century. Ali Carter made a break of 70 in the previous frame. Thought we're going to be in front of the comeback. O'Sullivan makes 46 and goes one away from victory at 17-11. Well, Ronnie now knows he's one frame away from victory. It's very interesting, Dennis, right at the beginning of the day when the handshake. Tell us about the handshake, what you noticed. I didn't notice this.
I think maybe Peter Eben had a little chat to him, and he says, maybe try and psych Ronnie out. And this was the handshake. Just watch the stare. Look at Ali looking right at Ronnie, and Ronnie doesn't know what's happening there. It hasn't really been Ali's day, but that little trying to psych him out didn't quite work. But it's been a tough day for him. Not a great deal to smile about. He got himself back into it at 14-10, and that's the way he reacted when he finally won a frame.
Yeah, you can feel a little bit sorry for Ali, really. I mean, when you get to 2 finals on the trot, you're very unlucky to play one of the greatest players in the world. I mean, there's other players in the tournament. And, a bit like Jimmy White, he kept running into Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan breaks off in what he hopes will be the last frame in this year's Betfred.com World Championship. And Ali Carter, well, he'll just give it his best shot now. He's been refusing this type of shot earlier. It'd be ironic if he knocks this one in. A little bit too thick on that occasion. He's played remarkably well throughout this year's World Championship, Ali Carter. He really has. And little Ron was sitting next to Ronnie's mum there. And Maria there, she must be very proud of
7.
what she's watching here, but he still has to win this frame.
$14.
Well, he's reluctant to play on the black here, really, because it's not a great pack to go into from the black. That's
15.
why he's going to try and go into from the pink, probably, to push the red towards the right-hand corner. He's left the angle to do that. But it really does need to be played at pace to get one moving out. And that's what he did. But unfortunately, he's knocked it safe.
I mean, that tournament pot success rate, as we show you the pink and the cannon not working out, 93%. That is going some. And we've got a little bit of noise coming from the microphone.
It's a radio,
somewhere.
Dennis, isn't that something?
Gremlins once again in the crucible.
Didn't sound like a Kasabian track, did it, that one?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 21.
Well, Serge is there. Well, Serge is there, and I'll tell you what Ali Carter could do with a little Serge here. Oh, he's caught the brown. Which is okay, but it means that Ronnie's got an easier safety return.
May decide to play this cut, then it's the one that's in between the black and the pack that will cut into the right hand corner. If he can miss the red that's on the cushion, he'll play it. I don't think he can miss that red though, so he's changing his mind. Well, still played it, but I didn't think he could miss that red. Very, very fortunate.
Well, I'm just wondering if that red has nudged it out a little bit. It was safe at one stage until the red just nudged it. Can he get through to that one to cut it in the middle? It must be tight. So he had a bit of a result there. Another fraction and he could have potted that. Yeah, it's a long, long way back now, and he's lost a little bit of heart, Ali, but it's not over yet.
Decided the red's a little bit too risky in the middle. Can't really get onto a colour nicely. Just playing the cue ball back into the baulk, but the white's very close. John Virgo had to get that little shout, wouldn't he? Where's the cue ball going?
Just coming up to the 9 hours for the match. And the green's in an awkward spot now for the safety return. That's why he's choosing an alternate. might be able to just get down towards the brown here with this. Well, you could say Ronnie's got the pace of this table, because for I don't know how many times now Ali's glued to that ball cushion.
Yes, the green's the problem ball again here, isn't it? Getting back into baulk, the green's just in the way for the natural angle. Oh, he's got round the back of it. But there's a gap. There's a gap for this long red. He may take this one on.
Well, if he does take it on, he'll have to get a little bit of action on, because he's only got two choices: to screw back or run through for the black. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays this. Cued across that one, but once again I think he's got away with it. That red's going to finish safe, and it's also blocked by the yellow.
Ronnie's long game this week has been tremendous, but I can only think that's getting very close to winning the World Championship that's made him miss that one by so far. Ronnie can't quite believe it.
Mind you, I detected the red jumping quite a bit there when we showed that slow-mo. So maybe it was a kick. Let's just have a look at the red as he makes contact with it. Yeah, jumped off the bed of the table there.
Don't think he can get through to the pot here. He's playing the one on the cushion. Yeah, he's just swinging it round. Now the red to the right of the pack will pot in the middle. I just wonder whether Ronnie will be tempted with this one. He's had a good look at it. He knows that the pathy cue ball is going very close to the red that's nearest the blue. So it would be on yellow, blue or pink should it go in. It's a risky one.
Oh, it's there. What a shot that is. What a shot that is, by the way. Well, the chance is now there for Ronnie O'Sullivan. There was only just enough room past the red.
Three. Four.
Doesn't appear that the black is available in the right-hand corner. If it is, this could be frame, match and championship over.
9.
If it's not, he'll have to play up for the blue again.
10.
Didn't matter this time which side of the blue he got, because there's a red up to the left of the brown that he can play onto. Two ways of getting on that red as we swing in with this camera angle. Just shows he's the wrong side of the blue, but he can get on that red near the brown. Beautifully played.
Well, the next two shots are key. Just got to get rid of that red to the right of the black, and that could be Ali Carter watching, and O'Sullivan possible frame, match and championship
16.
clearance.
Well, he's won it on 3 occasions.
21.
This is definitely looking like a 4th. That magnificent World Championship trophy. Ali Carter has got close. He's been in one final, but who was it that beat him in that final? It was Ronnie O'Sullivan. 2008, the year he made a maximum break here, Ali Carter.
He's still undefeated in finals. Should have gone to win it, Ronnie.
22.
He's been in 3 finals, won them all. This is the 4th.
And he has really kept his focus. That's been the main thing with Ronnie O'Sullivan throughout this year's
29.
championship. 17 days is a long spell. He's had his
30.
good friend Damien Hirst with him, and I think he's helped to keep him focused, along with Dr. Steve Peters.
37.
How many more world titles? Well, Ronnie Jr., how many more titles could your dad win, Ronnie, do you think? It's been a privilege to watch this year's World Championship, and it's been a privilege to watch Ronnie O'Sullivan the way he's played.
This has been a tremendous championship. Not quite over the winning line yet. One more red
45.
needed to be short.
Yeah, Ali Carter just looking on there. Deserves a lot of credit. That comeback against Judd Trump. But the crowd now realise that it's all over. Peter Ebdon applauding Ronnie, and his man put up a great show, but he wasn't quite good enough
54.
to compete against the most naturally gifted player the game has seen. He gave a little kiss up to Ronnie Jr. there. There's no better feeling in the world than walking around the table when you know
61.
you've won the World Championship. Ali Carter will come forward like the gentleman he is and congratulate Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's going to be emotional here in the Crucible Theatre. What a performance from Ronnie O'Sullivan. 3 times a world champion. It's now 4, and Ronnie O'Sullivan becomes the 2012 Betfred.com world champion. Well done, Ronnie, and well done to Ali Carter.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a final. As Ronnie celebrates, can I please ask you to show your appreciation for our gallant runner-up today, Mr. Ali Carter. Ali, come and talk to us. Well, Ali, 2 finals, twice you've run into the rocket. To paraphrase the great Jimmy White, he must be beginning to annoy you now.
Yeah, maybe if he retires I might win it, who knows.
It's been quite a story, it's been quite a comeback. We've described you as the comeback kid, but at 7 frames to 14 down and looking down and out of it, how did you summon the tenacity to get out of your chair and come and make a fight of this evening?
I don't know really, I just kept punching, and you know, I'm disappointed with how I played in the final really. Ronnie put me under all sorts of pressure. His safety, you know, was matched mine, was better from ball 1. And obviously he scores when he gets in, he's just a genius, so all credit to him. You know, it's great to be in another final, but very disappointing to lose.
You know, in December, when we were at the United Kingdom Championship, you told everyone that you would seriously consider retiring after this event, but since then you've turned your health and your form around. What are your plans now, Ali?
Well, you know, obviously I've come back to playing half decent again and feeling a lot better in myself, so obviously I'll carry on playing for a bit, but hopefully if I can keep me health and everything right, then I'll carry on.
Ali, do you believe one day you can come back and win this thing?
Well, I've been to 2 finals, so you know it takes a lot to be a winner. But yeah, I believe I can win it one day if Ronnie retires.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ali Carter, congratulations. Great to see him back to health and indeed to form. Mayor, mission accomplished for a 4th time here. How hard won has this title been?
Oh, it's just it's hard. It's very, very hard. I just got, you know, for anyone to come here and, you know, stand 17 days, it's an endurance test. It's like the equivalent of the Ironman. I don't think it's so much about the snooker, to be honest with you. I think it's more about just controlling your emotions and being able to hold it together. And I was able to do that over 17 days. But, you know, I want to congratulate Ali on a fantastic tournament. He's had another brilliant tournament. He's a top 3-4 player in the world. You know, he hasn't been well, and he's come back to have a brilliant tournament. He showed everyone here at Sheffield and everyone watching what a fantastic player he is. So I just want to, you know, he's had another brilliant World Championship. So, and it's been great here all week with all these fans. You know, I've come here to try and entertain this tournament because I just wanted to show people what I was capable of, and you know, that was my main intention.
You've done that all right. And you know, so much commitment and passion and desire to win this world title, and when we look back at it, even in the last few months, what's changed for you in the last year? And I just wonder how much you owe to Dr. Steve Peters and the work that you've been doing with him.
Well, I wouldn't have been playing if it wasn't for Steve. You know, I wouldn't. I said to him when I first met him, I said, I really don't want you to be able to help me. And he said, that's the normal answer I get when people come to see me. So he said, but you're an easy case. And, you know, I've just stuck in it all year and we've worked together, and it's been a rocky, it's been tough because I've had to face things that I've probably didn't want to face. And once I face them, I think, really don't want to keep facing them. Sometimes you just want to run. But I try to give it a go, and I'll give it a go this season. And I've managed to win 3, well, I don't know how many comps I've won, but this just tops it all, you know. So a few people doubted me, but I'd rather them not doubt me. I'll let them know when I'm not ready and when I've gone. But I certainly ain't gone yet.
That's great to hear, because that was the next question, really. You said after the semi-final, if you could bottle that winning feeling after winning that semi-final, you'd keep playing for 300 years. So what is the plan now? How many more world titles could you target, Ronnie?
I'm not going to put a number on it. I'm not even going to make any decisions at the moment. You know, I'm having a good 6 months off. I'm going to enjoy my time with this little man here, my little daughter, and I'm going to have a nice, good break, and I'll assess the situation. But it's all good. So, you know, everything's, well, you know, we just enjoy the moment.
Special to share it with Ronnie Jr. Did you hear him? He shouted, "Come on the rocket," a couple of times.
I know, I could hear him whispering, and then he said, "Come on, Dad," and I was like, oh, you know.
Fantastic, well done, Ronnie.
It's ain't the time to get emotional, you know, but, you know, just, when I see him this morning, I just thought, you know what, it just puts everything in, you know, the pressure lifted, because, you know, just to see him, you know, was just the best thing.
Ronnie and Ronnie Jr., it's been wonderful to see you both here on this arena floor. Congratulations, well done. You're champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party. Barry Herman, the chairman of World Snooker, and Fred Doan, boss of Betfred. Your runner-up, what a 17 days he's had. What a brilliant end to a tough season. Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation for Ali Carter. The winner, receiving the trophy, the cheque for £250,000, and the title, 2012 Betfred.com World Snooker Champion, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So Ronnie joins the likes of John Higgins and Ray Reardon, Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry as a 4-time world champion in the modern era. And he's reticent, obviously, guys, to say how many are in him. How many more do you think are in him?
As many as he wants to have in him, simple as that. He's got more talent than any human being has a divine right to have. He's been sprinkled with stardust, that boy, he really has. And when he puts it all in, he's unplayable at times. That's how good he is.
Sum up his Crucible campaign this time, compared with the other three.
I think very controlled amongst the genius that he's produced on the table, and at times unplayable. At his worst moments in the event, he was controlled, his safety was good, everything was really in place. And obviously he's praised Steve, he's a sports psychologist, and from my perspective that's the best ever Ronnie O'Sullivan we've seen at the World Championship.
Now Ali Carter is joining Jimmy White and Matthew Stevens with an unwanted tag at the moment as the only guys to have featured in multiple finals and not one yet. But what has he proven to himself and to everybody else watching here this campaign, John?
Well, he's certainly good enough to compete. He shouldn't be thinking about flying an aeroplane. He should be thinking about playing snooker, because he's certainly good enough. And listen, he's lost in 2 finals to a genius twice.
Indeed he has. How will you reflect upon this year's championship, Steve?
I think it had everything. I think it was a great balance to it. We've seen the introduction of the Chinese players, but I think it was Ronnie O'Sullivan's World Championship by a mile.
Indeed, all right. Well, gentlemen, it's been terrific to share these last 17 days with you. I think it's time we all took the long rest. Ronnie's going to take a long rest for a good few months, I would imagine. But that is it from the Crucible for 2012 and the Betfred.com World Championship. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's certainly been controversial. It's certainly been captivating. But at the end of it all, the rocket has landed for a 4th time. Mission accomplished. Bye-bye.
The thing about Miss Costello, Mickey, is she'll give you blood, sweat and everything.